welcome to the very, very, very strongest One Piece podcast. I am your host, Captain Bill. And don't be surprised when I tell you this, but I have a crew of over 8,000 pirates behind me. But here with me today are just two. My Nakama on this voyage through the Grand Line. First Mate Justin. Arr! And Lou the Glue. Every week, we go over the legendary anime and manga series One Piece at a time. This week, we're covering episodes 121 through 130. And remember, we're talking about the entirety of these episodes. So if you haven't seen them, there's gonna be some spoilers. So don't be mad at me.
We're letting you know
now.
now.
Whoever negotiates your deals.
Yeah. We're telling you right now. Don't get
first
spoiled.
First of all, don't be mad at Captain Bill. First, you bring it to me as first mate. I'll go. We have bylaws.
You'll file a report.
I'll fill out a report. I'll bring it to him on his weekly meeting, and then when he responds with a post-it note that tell him to go fuck themselves, I'll send it back.
That's when they send me.
This is the process. That's how we do it.
It's just the process. Trust the process.
I take it up the chain of command, bring it right back down.
All I need is a clipboard. I could just point at it and say, "Look, I gotta follow these protocols."
That's all Justin's ever thinking about, just the protocols.
Protocols, man.
Well, speaking of protocols, what y'all been up to this week?
I thought you were gonna make a pun on like you're a protocol.
Oh gosh,
I thought it was coming just because right before we jumped into this, there's a game, Exanima, I've been playing on Steam, and it's not the easiest game. It's really janky. And I asked Bill if he wanted to give it a go. And in typical Bill fashion, not only is he good at it, but he goes hands only and like refuses to use any of the weapons. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm just bad at video games or Bill, who keeps looking at me and yelling, "It's about the fundamentals, Lou. It's the fundamentals."
That's what I keep saying. Yeah, you know, I don't need a big, sword. I want a big sword, but you know what? You give me the fist, I'll run up in there, and I was telling Lou and Justin, maybe this wasn't a thing at your school, but where I'm from in New Jersey, when you're threatening that you're gonna fight someone, you tell them, "I'm gonna rock your jaw," meaning that you're gonna hit them in the jaw and theoretically break their jaw. But Lou had never heard of this. I guess it's not an insult, but it's like a threat.
A taunt,
it's a
I guess.
throw up.
Yeah,
It's a what is it? A come on.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a taunt.
And I
was out here
heard it
rocking
before.
jaws. I was rocking jaws.
Until Bill was just screaming at the TV and rocking jaws.
Yeah, me and Gina Goodman out here rocking jaws.
Yeah, his first run was a character that looked exactly like Russell Crowe in Unhinged.
Oh man. And that's every time Bill texts me or anything like that. That's what picture comes up now. It's the greatest picture.
I saw that. Yeah, you made that his actual default photo for when he called
Listen,
you.
y'all. Hey, everyone, be quiet and listen for a second. If you don't hit me with a courtesy honk, I'll make sure you have a bad day. You never had a bad day before. I'll show you a bad day.
Direct quote. I'm gonna isolate that audio.
What a great movie.
Yeah, you should make that my ringtone for you.
You give me a courtesy honk,
Not even
or just a car,
honk.
just a car horn honking anytime you call.
Okay,
gosh.
one day we'll do an episode just on Unhinged. I think
I think
that's canonical to our friendship.
Perfect.
At this point.
I already have. I'm gonna cosplay as him too because I already have his outfit and his body proportions.
You put on a bunch of weight so you can be.
It's called method acting.
Yeah, you do the Mac thing.
Oh man, I'm gonna put on so much mass for this episode. It's gonna be great. What about you guys? What have you guys been up to?
No, so what I want to hear is Bill's been watching a show that's been very dear to me and my wife Alex. Like this is like our show.
Bluey?
And,
Tell
yeah,
them.
Bluey. No,
Different one. Though I will get the Bluey eventually.
a different, like, we only want to watch this show when we are by ourselves, when we don't, like, when Jacob is asleep, when we are, like, we can fully appreciate it. And Bill, what is this show?
Ted Lasso. It's Ted Lasso. This show is amazing.
I've never even heard of it.
Feel good show. I have not heard of it either until Lee's friends came to visit, probably about like a month ago while I was there, and we were talking about shows that we're into or whatever. Of course, I was like, "Listen, One Piece. You just One Piece. Hear me out. One Piece." Well, one of the things they recommended was Ted Lasso. So Lee said that she watched a couple episodes. She's like, "It's good, so we should watch it." Well, I went there this weekend. I was blown away. This is an amazing show. Amazing characters. It's the kind of show where the writers do these things where it's like such a feel-good show, and then they put this like drama moment in, and you're like, okay, here's where it becomes like a typical bullshit show, and I'm gonna hate it. And they write it in a way that makes it not that, and it just continues to feel good vibes.
If the quality was any less, it would be the most bullshit show in the entire world. It would be the most saccharine show you could imagine. It would be Family Ties. Okay, that.
So we're kind of saying how we're talking about how good the show is, but what is the show? So this show is about Ted Lasso, who is this guy from, I think it's is it Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah, from Kansas, and he coaches American football, and he gets sent to the UK to coach soccer, and doesn't know anything about soccer. So he's coaching this soccer team who's in this league or whatever, and there are all these local legends on the team or whatever, and these up and comers, and he doesn't know shit about soccer, but he has to try to help them out and coach them.
Yeah, he gets the job offer. So it's one part fish out of water, one part football, soccer, learning and stuff like that. But all of it has nothing that is just such the top, the scratch surface level of what the show is, because really it is about this man who is maybe the most inspiring coach in the entire world. Sorry, Coach Taylor. He's giving you a run for your money.
I think in relation to Coach
Damn,
Taylor,
you coming for Friday Night Lights?
Coach. Let's put some respect on Coach Taylor's name. So I think with Coach Taylor, he gives this very serious advice, whereas Ted Lasso he's just very bubbly and kind of just always has a little pun or a little joyful. He never you really don't see this man crack he's until later in the series, but he's kind of always in this chipper good mood, finds a way to deflect all these problematic things that come his way.
This negative, all these negative things that people come at him with, this town who basically they hate him. They think he's a wank and all this stuff. But he hangs out at the local bar. People call him whatever, and he just rolls with he is just turns this and he just, it's contagious. His attitude is just contagious without being.
Yeah, Justin and I were texting about it a little bit, and I think we were agreeing that it's the kind of show that just makes you want to be better.
Oh my gosh.
You're
that's
you want to channel some of that energy. You're how could I channel some of this into my life?
What show? A show that bled into my life that I was oh, I should be better, was Peaky Blinders, Or, I just wanted to do fucking hood rat shit with my friends and feel good about it. Make that money.
I don't know anything about this show.
Yeah, this is that is it's a 20s gangster show, Irish gangster show.
The Sopranos.
It's like The Sopranos, basically. Yeah. But no, it's not even. You can't even joke about it, Lou. But Ted Lasso is like just. It is a perfect. Like, in the cast is just fantastic. Like, he has this coach.
Yeah, everyone on the show is amazing.
He has this for instance, like, one thing, he has this coach that his assistant coach Beard. He never calls him his assistant coach. He just calls him coach, and then Coach Beard calls him coach. They live like right across, like, you know, in like London, they have like those narrow alleys that a car really couldn't go through. You like walk down that alley, and like that's how you would get to your apartment. Like they live like right across from each other. They like just wake up and they just meet up every morning. They just do almost everything together, and they have like such a. They are so in sync when it comes to them, like, you know, the way they work. When he is a completely different type of coach than he is. He's so silent and like I don't know, how would you describe it, Bill?
Which person?
Who, Beard?
Coach Beard.
Oh, Coach Beard. Coach Beard has this way. If okay, put it this way: if Justin was anyone on the show, he'd be Coach Beard. Like he kind of like sits in like he'll like sit in silence for a little bit, and then but he'll have like the perfect little quip, and he'll have the perfect little support line, and like he always recognizes the emotional situation, and like he kind of like just doubles down on it. Like,
yeah, I remember
amazing
like,
character.
It's amazing character. I remember Ted Lasso does this great speech, this great inspiring speech that he goes, Coach Beard, he goes, Coach, do you want to add anything? He goes, speed on the outside. You need a lot of speed on the outside. That's all he says.
Yeah, I could totally see Justin doing that. I could see him doing that in a Little League game, actually.
Yeah, that's what I told Jacob. That's what I told Jacob when he was playing soccer. I said, Jacob, we need speed on the outside. Look, these kids, they're all going in the center. Speed outside. Speed on the outside. We'll get more goals.
And he understood all of it.
Yeah,
powerhouse, brought it in.
But yeah, he's one of those. I think the other thing about Coach Lasso is that he is like relentless in his wanting to break through to, you know, the people that he sees potential in, no matter who it is. Like, you know, he does not believe in a bad person.
Man, that ideal will get you stabbed. I can guarantee it.
He gets burned, and like, you know, but it does not faze him. He's just like, it's like one of those things. He's just disappointed. You know, no spoilers, but Bill, I think my favorite thing, thing he does is when he tells that one guy about when he's playing darts against him about his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just like this heartbreaking story, but he turns it into this like just uplifting story about this man, like, you know, and he just leaves it at that. But Ted Lasso, 10 out of 10. It's on Apple TV Plus, whatever the Apple app is. Totally worth it just for that show. No bullshit.
Any of you listeners out there, if you have an Apple Plus account and would like me to watch Ted Lasso, please send it in.
I have it. I'll send it to you.
No, I need a fan to do it.
I need your support. Show us your support.
I need your support.
Yeah, no.
Worth a shot. I'll check it out.
Oh, it's more worth a shot. Like, I think, yeah, I highly recommend it. But I want to talk to you guys as a group, because I've been hearing a lot of bullshit, you know, over IM and Messenger, like, you know, all this
about
different
what?
nonsense about the Matrix. All right.
Oh. You gonna hit us with the resurrections?
It's the Matrix Resurrection trailer recently dropped, and I am dumbfounded. I have completely bought into this fourth film in this franchise. And so much so that I pulled out the Blu-rays of the Matrix collection, and I'm listening.
The first one and put the other two right back onto the shelf.
Oh, this is where you're wrong, Bill. The other two are essential to understanding the Matrix. Where they have the audio commentary with one for all three parts with Carnell West, the philosopher's commentary.
Okay, that's where you start getting me interested. I need to. First of all, I love Cornell West, and I didn't watch the second and third Matrix movies. First of all, let me say to anyone who doesn't know me, The Matrix is one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch The Matrix like every year or so. I watch it as much as I watch the Blair Witch Project. So
that's not true. That is so not true. You've watched the Blair Witch Project probably 5 times this year, and then we've only watched The Matrix once. That I'm aware.
All right, well,
of.
we need that. We just watched it. We just watched it that one time a few months ago, where the one where we were watching it and we kept calling Neo Neil. Neil. You are Neil is the chosen one. Neil. It's so much funnier when you think of his name as Neil instead of Neo. And it's the kind of thing where you start saying it a couple times and then you can't unhear it. Like everyone.
It does stick around.
So I've watched The Matrix probably a million times, but I didn't watch The Matrix 2 and 3 until like 2016. And when I saw that Cornel West was in the second Matrix movie, I lost my shit. And that's about the only thing I lost my shit about in the second Matrix movie. But I was like, fuck, Cornel West is in this. That's so hype. Because I love Cornel West. I watch all those lectures he gives.
Oh, no, he is. And he is awesome on these, commentaries. There's another guy, too, on them. I forget what his name is. But he is awesome, too. They talk about, and they're like lock sync, where they're like, no, you really don't get it until the second and third movie what they're actually trying to do. Because it's the duality of like the first movie, it like completely cracks, and you see, that the machines aren't antagonists. They are in themselves becoming becoming enlightened the same way Neo is.
Neo,
and like even when like they're breaking down like Smith's interrogation of Morpheus in the first movie, where he takes his glasses off and he takes his earpiece out and he like gets in Morpheus's face and he goes,
"Humans are a disease."
Spread and multiply.
It's the stink.
But it's this personal. It's like all of a sudden it's this personal thing that he, it's hate, but it's not a machine's hate. It's like his own personal thing. It's not part of his programming, and he talks about how he hates it there. He hates being in the Matrix, and it's like this very, very evocative scene. And even when the other agents come in, they ask him, "What have you been doing?" Like they do not know what this other program has been doing. When they come in, and they're just like little hints about that.
Well, also that he doesn't recognize that Neil and friends have already broken in.
Well, that's because he didn't have his earpiece in. But still, they're that's the there's also what if you, because he's on Morpheus's he's got his hands around his face, and he's got his glasses off and his headpiece out, and they're like, "What have you been doing?" That's it's their they're weirded out. They're like, they have no idea. But they talk about that. Morpheus's dogmatic view of right and wrong. Like, it's completely dangerous. To
You know what else is dangerous? He knows kung fu.
he does know kung fu.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Stop trying to hit me.
So how does this? So tell me a little bit about the Matrix 4 trailer.
So the Matrix 4 trailer, right? It's this idea that how would the control be now?
Well, here's my question, because I don't remember the sequel or the third one that well. And I don't remember how the third one ends. And I need to know, did Morpheus die? Because there's like a new Morpheus.
Oh, we are getting into spoiler chat here.
For what, a movie that came out, the third movie that came out in 2004?
Okay, talking about a movie that came out in 2004. Do you know when these chapters of One Piece came out?
2004.
2001 or something. So.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
True.
All right, so spoiler territory for Matrix.
Y'all might need to skip ahead a few minutes.
3, yeah. No, Morpheus does not die.
Okay. Does Neil die?
Neil and Trinity die.
Okay, that's what I thought, because they're both alive. I remember somebody died, but yeah, both of them are dead. But now they're alive in the trailer, which was very confusing. And I'm like, okay, maybe they did like a factory reset. I think I remember them resetting the Matrix too in the third one.
In the third one, no, they didn't reset the Matrix.
Then why isn't the Matrix still green? Like the cityscapes weren't green.
That's the point. They broke it open. And they gave people a choice. Now, if you ever play The Matrix Online, like some of us did, I mean, I know it was one of the most popular MMOs of all time, but it's you have been like basically getting out of the Matrix now is a voluntary. You turn your card over, then you're in the Matrix. Or you're in the Matrix, or you're free basically. But
so the new Matrix, essentially, like Neil's being suppressed, but everybody else has the option to get out of the Matrix, is what you're saying.
I don't think that's what's happening. I think that now it's a combination of humans and machines suppressing people in various different ways. And they know that Neo, it's biologically like in his DNA and his whatever his will that whenever the one gets resurrected, because the one does get resurrected multiple times, that's that's actually built into the framework, because
the will of Neil.
Because even Neo from the original trilogy was the seventh one. That was he was the seventh. He was the seventh. So the idea that you can suppress somebody, but how would you suppress him? You would tell him that you're not crazy. You're you're just going through depression or something like that. They give him pills. They give him medication. And he takes that medication, and it's all blue pills.
Justin, you're describing my life right now, and it feels a little too close to home.
No, and that's the scary part. And you're thinking about that is exactly how you would stop somebody from.
Oh my God. This is gonna hurt. This movie's gonna hurt people.
We're in the Matrix.
And wake up, people, on the very, very, very strongest.
And you heard it here first. The whole world is simulation.
Whole world simulation. But
here first on the very, very, very strongest.
Yeah. So I like the idea of agents turning in, it becoming a government thing to Oh no, all these forces are trying to suppress it. Like, the modern medicine wants to give you, like, medication for you to deal with your issues. All these different things. Like, and I like how he's talking to some executive, and he says, "So you're back. You're all the way back to the Matrix." Like, I have a feeling the body they gave him is a body where Neo came up with the Matrix in that reality, like he invented it or whatever, like as a book or like a movie or something like that. And what a better way to control somebody and make them not think that that's true than you would think to yourself, no, I made this.
That's interesting.
Oh my gosh. Like,
that'd be cool to see if that plays out that way, because that is a pretty good way to go about it.
I completely, I love it.
All right. Well, Justin's kind of turned me around. I think I'm ready and willing to watch.
I'm going to watch it either way. I'm very skeptical of them kind of just like... I'm cautious that they might just be kind of like, here's remake number 1 million or like extension 1 million of like... Because every series gets beat to death now. And I personally think that the original Matrix is like a perfect movie. I like that it doesn't give you all the answers to what the universe is, and there's plenty to speculate on, but it's clearly an established, world. I wasn't crazy about the second or third one, but I didn't like hate them. And I'm hoping that I at least like this fourth one. I think it's going to at the very least is going to have some great action choreography. I mean, that's evident just from the trailer.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
And Lana Wachowski is back to direct, so...
But the question is Rage Against the Machine there again to do that soundtrack?
Dun, 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 dun. And then he flies like Superman. Oh. Yeah. This is a perfect segue, because I don't know if you guys remember in the first one when Neo tanks just a bunch of bullets and gets back up. So does Koza.
As if I could ever forget.
As anyone could ever forget.
We open up our One Piece episode of 121 with Koza getting...
I gotta go over one more thing. What's actually been taking up my entire week.
Oh, what's this?
Playing Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, like in its entirety for the first time.
Oh, you've never played it?
Not the whole thing, like, from start to finish. Like I never finished it
because I also haven't played it, but it's on my list of games to play.
It is spectacular, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'd say I want you to play it so bad just to talk about it with you. Like, is
it on a PS4?
It's on PS4. Yeah. It's on PS4. The hard part is
like $5. It's like Metal Gear games, for some reason, they're like these amazing games, and then like they go on sale for like pennies later. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely planning to play it. I was considering playing Metal Gear Solid 4 first because I haven't played that one. But our roommate Christopher is like really trying to talk me out of playing 4 and going straight into 5. So I'm not sure.
I don't know. 4 is the most hype one, I would say. Like,
really?
Like, yeah, I would say that the ending of 4 is probably one of the coolest endings I've ever seen, like in a video game. And like going into 5, you are in for a long like game. It is like, it takes the Metal Gear and it turns into like a 40 plus hour experience. And I would say that the story in 5 does not get... It's interesting in the beginning. It's like it's totally Metal Gear in the beginning. And then there's long stretches where all of the like Metal Gear lore stuff is like on cassette tapes that you collect.
Oh God. I hate shit like that.
Well, I mean, to me, it's the same as codec calls, but you can be doing other stuff while you're listening to them.
Look, if you can't use just your fists, what's the point?
You get rewarded for using just your fists.
Hey, now we're talking.
Shit, Bill, jump
I'm in. I'm putting
That's
that
how you
key
get.
in.
That's how you get that Fox code name. Because after every mission, they rate it, and Fox is the one you get for using nothing but hands never being
Rate
seen.
these hands.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's awesome.
The rated E for everyone, baby.
Oh.
It's basically you build your own army. Like, you
Yeah.
build your own Metal Gear army.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it. I know it's definitely more gameplay heavy and less story heavy than that ratio is more in the favor of gameplay than other Metal Gear games. But I mean, yeah, Listen, I know it's going to be a long winter. I'm going to have plenty of depression and plenty of games to play to try to deal with that. So Metal Gear 5 is on the list, as is Persona 5 and a few other things.
Yeah, both of those would be fucking awesome. There's just this one part, like a episode. There's the story gets broken up into episodes. Like literally, it's like the beginning of a TV show every single time, where it's like written and directed by
Metal Gear Solid 5 is shown from a live studio audience.
From a live studio audience.
The laugh track every time Kramer comes in.
And then after every mission, they do the end credits, like for every mission. But it's not starring like in the voices. It's starring venomous snakes, Revolver Ocelot. Like
Oh, that's great. I love
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. I'm definitely excited to play that.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm back in love with Metal Gear, and makes me. I've been looking for Rexes to buy model kits for. So expensive, too expensive. Can't do it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Jeez.
Gosh, I can get so many Gundams for like $30. But if I want to get a Metal Gear Rex, I gotta pay like $600. I don't want
I
it.
wish I cared more about Gundam because I love those little figures, and I like part of me like wants to like build a bunch of them, but I'm also like, but I don't really know any of these characters.
No, they just look cool. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but how much would you love to build a Rex? Like
First
a Metal
of
Gear
all,
Solid Rex.
We all know that I'm more of a Metal Gear Ray.
Ray,
guy.
I know you probably prefer a Ray. The junky Metal Gears.
Don't you dare! It's amphibious. It's amphibious.
That's why I took out about 30 or 40 of them in my field.
Yeah, that's the weirdest power scaling of all time, but we can talk about that when we
It'll do this
very,
over
very,
very, very,
medalist-
very strongest.
the medalist gear solidest podcast.
Snakest podcast.
So let's get into let's
Some
get
One
into
Piece.
it.
As you were saying, Lou, tell us about some One Piece.
We start off with Koza getting fucking murdered. Right out the gate. He's waving that big white flag, and then it gets covered in red.
Ooh.
He gets shot like
86
this,
times.
No, at this point, I think we already see him get shot point blank range like twice or something.
Not point
and now
blank,
it's like
but he definitely took some shots. My
yeah,
guy's
and
been
then
hit like 5
he gets like
times.
another 4. Yeah, it's like 5 in total. These guys like 50 Cent, man. It just like keeps coming back. Props to him though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
get rich or die trying. That's what Koza
That's
says.
what Koza.
evolution.
That's what Koza always says.
He goes down. See, this is the problem with your plans, Lewis. Is that why don't they just go out and talk? No, it doesn't work that way because
It does.
Yes, no, obviously it doesn't because he just gets shot.
Yeah, but that's because they waited too long.
No, it would not have mattered. Nothing.
I like that the second we start this episode, this has been like a 3-episode long feud, and you guys go right into it. We're like 4 seconds into talking about One Piece.
It could have worked out so much better if King Cobra had just showed the letter. And you know what? You know how the war ended? With Vivi speaking to everybody. That's like, it's as simple as that.
But we're not there yet.
No, we're not there.
We'll get there.
yet.
we're going to talk about all the things that led up to that moment. One of them being Croc sending a fucking sandstorm to Yuba, which is fucked up. Because I still don't...
Didn't he do that before?
He did, but like...
He doesn't do that in these set of episodes. He does what he does do is after Koza gets shot, he puts the sandstorm back over the battlefield, so everyone just starts shooting at each other.
That's
again.
what he does. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Toto. My man didn't deserve it.
Let's keep Toto in our thoughts and prayers because he got hit by so many fucking sandstorms.
And he's just kept smiling. Sweet Toto.
This guy, you know what? Toto has got a Ted Lasso energy to him. You know, he just keeps on going.
Yeah, no matter what, yeah.
And you know what else is going is some water in Croc's face, and Luffy just gives him the fucking fist to the face.
Oh my God,
Feels so good.
Oh yeah, he does a complete Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh yeah, dude, that's actually a good way to put it. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's got the flood.
Yeah, no, it's so sick. It's like he comes flying in with Pell, and he's got like 10 gallons of ass whooping ready for him.
Yeah,
hanging on his back. So sick. Yeah, the scene where Luffy he does Gumma Gumma Buzzsaw.
Yes, we get some wacky moves in this.
Dude, I couldn't stop laughing because all I kept hearing was Bill screaming, "Ride the ride, baby! Ride the ride!"
No, this when we saw Luffy come up. First of all, Pell, ultimate. Like I loved Pell.
Yeah, Pell's
before.
sick in this.
I love Pell now. I will love Pell forever. Pell is awesome.
What's his name?
What's Birdman?
Hell. Yeah, right.
Crow boy.
But he just comes in clutch time after time. Let me tell you something, Lewis. I've made my decision. Zone types. Your decision about zone types. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Ooh, get him,
Dude.
Get him.
Yeah, Pell by himself.
Yeah.
First of all,
It makes the ultimate case for zone types.
because he's a bird.
No, because he's Pell in a
Okay.
bird.
First of all, look, we've got people like Miss All Sunday I got Luffy, and you're gonna side with Chicken Wing? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Don't call him Chicken Wing. Not in this house.
Pell is sick. He's a good character, but I mean, he's really
Bring a
good at
bird
like,
on
collecting twigs and making a nest. He's got bird powers.
It's the best.
I'm glad he makes you happy. I will say that.
I'm good. Yeah, he does the Batman move later. Oh gosh, we'll talk about that when we get to it though. Yeah, Luffy goes up there and they find out that I am a little disappointed with Crocodile's like his power set and his weakness or whatever. Like it's very odd to me because is it only his left hand that could absorb like fluids? Is that it? It just his left or his right hand can like absorb fluids, and then
Yeah, that's sort of how it's explained. Is that basically his palms can absorb the fluids, and I think that's it's not super well explained. It's sort of just like a thing you have to, just kind of accept.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, well, why can't he absorb it on his face? And when he gets punched in the face, and my only answer to that is because he's getting punched in the fucking face.
yeah, exactly.
that's
Luffy
true.
just jacking that shit up.
But it's not
Rocked his
that
jaw.
odd too. The more I think about it, because like you've got like Bon Clay who, he could only use his left hand. And then like as we go on more into the series too, you're gonna see some Devil Fruit users where they have a power that is only like solely in the palm of their hands or like one arm or something like that. So it's not too strange, I think, in the universe of One Piece.
In my headcanon, and you don't have to like confirm or deny this, like that other hand that he had, like, he was able to do it on that hand too, but Shanks cut it off.
Ooh.
Shanks cut that shit off.
He said, if I only have one arm,
For the other hand, yeah.
it's like, if I only have one arm, so do you.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Gator
Croc was
boy.
talking some shit, and then Shanks just cut that fucking arm off, and he said, "Yeah, now we're even." Or like, now you can shut the fuck up.
Sand boy.
Sand boy. But so, Bill, give me the rundown on what is Crocodile Gator Man's plan? Like, what's his goal here?
He's trying to get the Pluton.
Trying to get the Pluton and also be king of, like, you know, or like make this his country, right? Like, be king.
Yeah, I don't know if he gives that much of a shit about being king. I think the Pluton comes first, but
Yeah, because he wants to wipe out everybody.
well, he wants to. The thing with Croc, and this is you know, I can't say too much, obviously, but you know, Croc has a kind of mysterious past that I'd like to know more about, honestly. And once you see kind of the other characters in the series that Croc is, you know, knows, it's kind of, you get some, there's a lot of, you know, interesting questions about Crocodile. Because it's not, I don't think it's ever fully stated that he wants to get the Pluton so he can go out and just fuck everyone up. I think it's more that he wants a bargaining chip to kind of overpower the government. And to what end, I'm not exactly sure. It's just that he, like, what we do know is that he wants to get the Pluton, and that's an essential part of Operation Utopia.
What's Operation Utopia?
That's the name of his plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I'm sorry.
Which doesn't sound like a utopia, considering it starts with I'm
For
gonna
him it
shoot.
is.
Well, yeah, I guess for him, but yeah, I mean, like his whole game plan essentially starts off with this war happening in the center of the city, and he's just gonna launch a bomb into it and just kill everybody he can, just to clear out.
Yeah, he's also such a Bond villain because he's like, oh, I made the other like play so that if you get out of this one, I got that backup.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's the ticking time bomb. Yeah, no, it's a bonkers plan. It's not a very well. Again, for Baroque works, not your best. Not your the brightest, not the best run organization.
Well, that's one of the things that I think is highlighted here is Crocodile. One of Crocodile's weaknesses as a character is that he doesn't trust anyone, and because of that, he doesn't really connect with the crew. And so, like, that's kind of his weakness as a leader, is he doesn't connect at all with his crew, and they're very expendable to him. And that's even one of the things in the first conflict that he has with Luffy when they're out in the desert, is, he's kind of like, how many pirates I've seen like die, and like how many of my crew have died that I've just left behind, and Luffy is like, that sounds like your own problem, like, and then that's sort of like, I feel like there's that's one of the things that they're kind of contrasting with Luffy and Crocodile here. But we also see this isn't the only sort of like kind of criminal organization in the One Piece world that we'll see. And it's interesting when we see the other character who has sort of a similar, it's not going to be for a very long time, so it's almost not even worth saying, but it'll be interesting to contrast how they kind of treat their crew versus how Crocodile treats his crew, which is, clearly very disorganized, like you're saying. Like, he doesn't even know half of his own crewmates, or he doesn't know any of the millions or billions. Like, they're just, these are just lackeys to him. And even within that group, like, they're killing each other for position.
Yeah, no, it's basically like a numbers thing. It's just I have so many goons that I could accomplish most things. We're everywhere. Like, that's like the idea of Baroque works. And we're super secret, but we have tattoos.
Kind of like working at Michael's.
Kind of like working at Michael's. But
Justin, how did you feel for your first watch through of the Crocodile Luffy fight? I know I talked a little bit about Buzzsaw, but there were some killer moves that Luffy was doing that I was like, I completely forgot about this.
Luffy gets some good licks in. Like, he gets a lot of really, really, really good licks in. against
like
Croc.
even being like tactical too. Like when he goes in for like the gum pistol for like the third time, and Croc's like, that's not gonna work, and then he actually used it to like whip his body in so he can like punch him with the other fist.
Yeah, he does a lot of
like-
that. He does a lot of that, and then he'll swing his leg instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those moves.
Mix-ups.
Dude,
yeah.
my favorite one was he spits like a loogie into Croc's face and then just bazookas the shit out of him to the point where that's where Crocodile just starts drying up the whole kingdom, just trying to kill him.
Yeah, so I do have a problem sometimes with these because by the end of this they fought 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that by the time the third fight happens, I'm over it. Like them fighting. I kind of want it to be done with. I think they could have, like, instead of, how long do you think they fight for? Like, between these 10 episodes, like 2-3 episodes each.
I wouldn't say no. It's like 1 episode per fight.
No.
Yeah, no, they extend
Definitely
the fight for
definitely
a
the
couple.
last one. It was
The last one goes over 2 episodes, but that's mostly because they're fucking
Luffy-
around in the tomb for a while.
Yeah,
And Luffy's taking a nap.
Luffy is taking a nap. He does need to take a nap.
He needs that.
It's very important.
I want to keep on the second fight for a minute though,
Okay.
because Mizu Luffy, the water Luffy, he's just got like a big old gut full of water,
I do
and
love
that's
that.
that's
I
his
forgot
plan.
about that.
He's
That
like,
is great.
I'm just gonna be a big water guy. That's gonna be my
When he
plan.
starts leaking water out of his wound from Crocodile, and
Yeah.
Nico Robbins laughing at
Dude,
him.
she loves it. She thinks it's so funny.
Yeah, no, she is. I think Nico, and I guess I am somewhat the validated the fact that I was like, no, she's kind of in it a little bit. She's like, no, this guy's more clever than you think. Like she thinks the whole thing is hilarious, and I think she's constantly surprised by Luffy, and she finds it very interesting.
We also get an interesting insult here that I love, where Luffy says, "So what if you're one of the 7 warlords? I'm one of the 8 warlords."
Yeah.
God is that.
Get him.
Tell him about himself.
Well, it's funny is like I feel like later on when there's like this little throwaway joke that happens towards the end of this arc where they're all insulting Zoro and he's like 3 sword style and Usopp's like, that's not an insult. He's like 4 sword style.
Yeah, it's a great bit. Yeah, I love that. It's not a throwaway. I love that joke.
It's not a throwaway to me.
And no, there were actually a lot of great bits in this bunch of episodes that I really liked. But back to the fight, like that. No, that was funny. I think it was. We went through a lot of things really fast, and then ultimately it goes back to what kind of beat Luffy the first time with the the hand that soaks up
himself
all
got
the water.
caught. Got caught lacking.
Yeah, he got caught lacking. I don't know why it didn't work in the last fight, but I guess we'll talk about that later. Yeah, so he goes
like sucking up his blood. Oh yeah, okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, goes and he grabs him and he it basically zaps him. He zaps him full of his water. He's like, nope, kind of done now.
Well, what saves Luffy is like he spits the water at Crocodile and misses, and it ends up landing on him again, right?
Yeah,
That second fight.
Yeah, that's what ends up getting him in that second fight. But yeah, no, and that's what I was kind of saying is like, oh, I mean he loses again, so we're gonna have to chase Croc more.
You're damn right you do. Because at the same time, when this is going down, we're getting a little bit more of like Nico Robin's intentions and her taking Cobra to the Poneglyph. And we don't figure out too much about her except for that when she was a child, she got a bounty put on her head at like the age of 8 years old or something.
That was the same as crocodiles.
Yeah, at age 8. And also that Cobra knows the name Nico Robin.
She's notorious. Well, yeah, her bounty is like 79 million berries, which is pretty fucking steep for an 8-year-old, I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, gosh. Imagine getting all that debt that early in your life. I wonder, can you pay your own bounty off?
Yes.
Don't think so.
I mean, I'm saying yes because I'm thinking of like Old West laws, and you could. Like, if you had a bounty for like $300, you could pay the $300 at the bounty office, and your bounty would be removed.
Are you just talking about Red Dead Redemption? And
yes. Based off of Old West rules that I learned from Red Dead Redemption.
If I murder someone and I have a bounty on me for $138, I could pay the $138.
And I could do it again.
Yeah.
It works just like that.
Gosh.
But and then, at the same time of, us getting Nico's backstory or a little bit more insight into her, we have the Straw Hats trying to find a cannon that's going to fire in the next 10 minutes and blow up the center square.
So how about this? Because there's a lot of cutting between these like planes of action, these 3 planes of action, like Luffy, the Straw Hats trying to find the cannon, and what was the third one? Probably like the Marines, like
Nico Robin. Yeah. So the 3 threads are: we got the Straw Hats looking for the cannon, we have Luffy versus Croc, and then we have Nico Robin and Cobra with kind of around Tashigi. So that's actually the next thing I have in my notes is Miss All Sunday versus Tashigi, which easy clap.
Yeah,
easy clap.
It's an easy stranglehold.
Yeah.
I wonder what the limit is for Nico's like arms. Like, how many do you think she can make? Because she took out a whole military in one sweep.
Yeah, she like handcuffed everyone, like basically. And I'm like, are you really that strong, Nico Robin? Like, it's yeah. Apparently she is. Apparently she's got really good grip strength on that. Because if I held your hands together behind your back loose, you'd be able to pull your arms out.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You'd be like,
Bill might.
No,
I would be like, what are you doing? Please.
I think you're really overestimating how much strength you have in the hands behind your back position. It's not that good.
I mean, it's. We're
gonna test this out.
Yeah, no, we gotta test this out. Bill, go over to Lewis's microphone, hold his arms behind his back, and see if Lewis could break out of it.
I don't think.
I guarantee you, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I know I wouldn't.
Okay, we made the definitive statement. So, this is the move that she does. I want to, before I forget, if I don't say it later, what is the Sergeant Major's name again? Tashigi. I love her this set of episodes. She is so good. Awesome.
She coming up with her own sense of like justice.
Coming up with her own sense. Well, I mean, justice, what she's willing to give up, like, because it's not at the end. She doesn't even. It's not a sense of justice that she's following. It's a sense of necessity. Like, she's ashamed of what she did. It's not like her morals changed. It's just, she literally played it like, because she didn't see another choice. It was
like her not being strong enough to
she was not strong enough. That was the issue. Well,
that's what I think is the sense of justice that we're kind of talking about, is that she has to kind of come to terms with like, oh, I have to let the guy that I've been chasing, Luffy, take out Crocodile because I'm not strong enough to do anything like to these people. Like, it's not what I want, but it's the best option that I have. And so that's like it, like you're saying, just it's not that she changes her morals. It's just she just can't do it, and so she has to come up with the best of the worst options, or the best option at the time.
Yeah, I think she takes it too hard on herself. Me, this would have been the plan from the beginning. I'd be like, okay, so these two guys' power scale pretty much the same. I'm gonna get them to fight each other. Both of them be weak down. Then come in, cha-cha.
Clean it up.
Clean it up. That's smart. That's being a good military. You come in, third party, the fresh troops.
I'm optimizing. It's fundamentals. It's fundamentals, guys.
Oh yeah, no, I mean she knows that she doesn't have enough navy to stop the revolution. She doesn't have enough navy
to stop Nico Robin. They get clapped.
To stop Nico Robin. She doesn't have enough army to do pretty much anything. She basically does what she can. And she has to be smarter than just your capital B bad guy, I gotta stop you. Your capital B bad guy, I gotta stop you right now. There's a different way to do things. The Smoker way. How about Smoker with no shirt on later? Just straight up no shirt on.
I have it in my notes too. My guy looks amazing.
Looks amazing.
How does he stay in that great a shape? We smoke so much.
Because he's fucking smoker, man.
He's fucking.
How does he keep up with the cardio?
Does he keep up with the cardio? He's walking everywhere, man. It's not.
Man, I didn't see him. Yeah, he rides a motorcycle and he chills out on a lawn chair, drinks some coffee, smokes 2 cigars at the same time. My boy's living his best life.
Diet, probably.
Guy has great.
A lot of carrots. Just a lot of carrots.
A lot of carrots. I like what we go to. So, and this is part of what Bill was talking about as far as the egregiousness of these tablets, right?
Yeah, the poneglyphs.
Yeah, so they go find the poneglyphs, and basically Crocodile only keeps Miss All Sunday around for one thing, right? She could read these damn things. And he thinks that the phonoglyphs are going to tell him where the Pluton is. But that's not true.
Well, it's actually the other way around. They do tell him where the Pluton is. She tells him that it's the history of Alabasta. And I think that's what he catches on to relatively quickly. It's like, all right, well, you're fucking useless to me then. And he tries to kill her at that point.
So, I thought
Are we talking about this fight already? Because there is some clutch moves that Nico Robin throws the water at him, and then he dodges, but she spawns the hand off, a hand off of him, and grabs the water and goes to pour it on him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Moves. She goes with the dagger. Yeah, fucking tight.
It doesn't last long. She gets got.
She gets impaled real quick.
She gets Luffy'd.
Yeah, then she gets
Gumma don't.
She gets got real good. He was like, "Oh, were you ever really gonna tell me about this?" Shut up, Crocodile. Why don't you just learn the fucking language?
Well, here's something that I never thought about until this watch through. Is so Cobra leads Nico Robin to the poneglyph. It's in we kind of skipped over a little bit, but it's down this secret set of stairs that has a secret switch or whatever. So
it's in a cemetery
and he tells Nico Robin we don't know how to read these. We were just asked to protect it. First of all, who asked them to protect it? It doesn't. They don't say. He gets kind of cut off talking on his little monologue about it, and I was like, fuck. This is Oda telling me that he has more to say. He has more to say about clearly they've had this for a long time.
Yeah,
theoretically many generations.
Yeah. So
and who asked them to who? First of all, who bestowed the poneglyph to them, and who asked them to protect it?
Exactly.
And like, why did they tell them to protect
And
it?
where?
Like, what
How did they
give them-
lose
oh,
the other one in the middle of the desert, Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
It's
Why would they
painful.
put
It's-
that there?
Well,
Why
now
would
we're talking
Buggy
about
do
though,
that?
Because that, like I said when we covered those filler episodes, is like one of my friends. They're like, oh yeah, well there's that other hidden one in Alabasta, and I was like, what other, like the poneglyphs, like I was saying when we covered those filler episodes, these poneglyphs are a huge deal. If you get a poneglyph, like this is like, you know, it's like more rare than a devil fruit, you know, like the devil fruit when they're diamond
Seems like
dozen
devil
now,
fruits you
when
find
they're
everywhere.
yeah, but like when you get a scene with a poneglyph, it is like, oh fuck, you know, or even if you get told where a poneglyph is, that's like a big deal in the One Piece world. Like you know, if I find out the next chapter, like, oh, there's a poneglyph on the island that we're on right now in the current chapter of One Piece, I'm gonna freak out, and I'm gonna go on Reddit, and I'm gonna talk to other people who are also freaking out, and we're all gonna be like, oh my god. It's because big deal. You can't just put one in a filler
And
episode.
then you go,
and be like, oh yeah,
and you
they
go on
just
the
had a
same
second
Reddit
one.
page and you type in, but what about that other one?
Yeah. What about that one on Alabasta they had?
What would you do
has
if by
Oda
like
ever
chapter?
has Oda ever addressed it?
I think the anime just addressed it, or the people who made the anime were just like, oh yeah, we just didn't know this was going to be such a significant thing.
Oh, Oda hiding behind the other people.
Yeah, because you never know. It could be like chapter 1200. They go back to Alabasta,
Said that one was actually very significant.
and you thought it was throwaway trash. Hi, I'm Oda.
Well, it's not in the manga, so it would make no sense from the manga perspective. So
True.
and that's the true canonical perspective. So
Well,
maybe
maybe
they'll-
it could still be hidden in, like, you know,
in the
there
No, I mean,
very
it could
well
still be hidden in
something else hidden
Alabasta.
Alabasta.
huh?
There very well could be something else hidden in Alabasta, because clearly Crocodile thinks that's where the Pluton is, and maybe it is there. I don't know. Maybe that other poneglyph just turns to the Pluton.
You know, we'll
that'd
probably
be
find
crazy.
out.
None of it makes sense.
We'll find out in the live action.
Yeah,
We will.
Oh god.
Everybody will have a poneglyph.
Yeah.
You get a poneglyph. You get a poneglyph.
You can find out that everybody's got devil fruit powers too. They call it, and they don't call it devil fruit. It's devil sauce. Like
Devil sauce power.
you eat this particular kind of hot sauce, you get these powers.
They use the Scoville units to figure out how strong they are.
Oh gosh. But I do like this part. I do like a lot of the lore stuff that's happening underneath the. What is it? It's something like
It's like a tomb.
it's a tomb. There you go. There you go. It's a tomb for the kings.
It is.
Yeah, and I do like a lot of this lore stuff that happens underneath. But what I don't like is all of this minute counting where everybody's running around and stuff. I'm like, it has clearly been more than 15 minutes.
First of all, haven't you ever watched anime?
No, this is what I
minute
hate.
equals, like,
This is
1 minute is 5 episodes. Do you know how long it took
No, that's
for
Dragon Ball
Pandemic
Z.
to blow up in Dragon Ball?
exactly.
Yeah,
This is
that's-
what I wanted to bring up. I was like, oh my gosh, it was the worst part of the. Just don't even give me the time. Say it's gonna blow up any second now. You could just say any second now, and that could be 5 minutes. That could be 4 seconds. Like it's like the clock's already run out.
Justin,
And
you
it-
keep saying that, but you know, for me personally, if I'm watching something like this, I'm like, I might be like, wonder how many minutes they have left.
No.
I just keep thinking that,
No.
like, I wonder how many minutes.
I'm with Justin on this. I mean, like, One Piece isn't as bad about it. Actually, the most animes I've seen, it for the most part, in relativeness to like other animes, it moved fairly quick. But I remember like watching Dragon Ball Z with Bill, and like it'd be like, oh man, Goku's about to like lay down the law, and he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, we have another 100 episodes before he lands a punch.
Anytime there's a time like established, like a time thing established, they tell you, okay, So this is how the next arc's gonna be over these next 18 minutes.
Oh, the pain is real.
Gosh, it's
No, they did a pretty cool job with this. I mean,
So-
like,
it's this is what this will be my final gripe about it. What caps it off is that even the clock that it passes the time, there's still a fail-safe other clock with. And here's the other thing, with an unspecified amount of time. They say a few dozen seconds. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. I was like, get the fuck out of here. It all comes back with Pell. Like, it makes it all worth it with him. But still, I had my head, like, in my hands. Like, oh gosh.
totally understand. Especially, like, the buildup that's happening, too.
The
'cause they
freeze
do-
frames of seconds.
Yeah, freeze frames of seconds. You got, like, what's it called? The move that Nami does that, like, shoots Usopp up with, like,
Tornado
chopper.
tempo.
Tornado tempo, straight to the nuts. Blast them up. Sanji does the kick. Zoro grabs him with the swords, and, like, it's this whole thing, and, like, Vivi comes flying in and cuts the wick, and then it's like, oh,
First of all,
wait,
when she
there's
cuts that wick,
another
that's so
timer.
sick. She like used that little chain weapon.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and anytime anybody calls her by her code name,
Miss
I-
Wednesday.
I forget every single time until they say it again. I'm like, oh, that's fucking right. She's Miss Wednesday, and she's fucking awesome. Like that's like that's what makes like Nami like one of my favorite characters is that she has that extra little thing on top. Like
Nami?
Nami or
Yeah.
Vivi?
oh, Vivi. Sorry. We'll talk about Nami later. It's being nasty, girl.
Oh, come on. All right, we'll cover that when we
We'll
get
cover
there.
that later. Yeah.
So
no-
in the clock, we got two other Baroque Works agents that we haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah, we have Mr. Seven and Ribbit chick. What's her name?
Miss Father's Day.
Miss Father's Day.
I love this this design is amazing. This is like, oh man, I like the
By who?
thing
Miss-
is these
Miss
characters.
Father's Day or
Miss Father's Day.
okay.
These characters, nothing to write home about. They get like clapped in like 2 minutes. They're only on screen they're only in like one episode, right? And they're not even that long. But every time that clock opens up and we see Miss Father's Day, I'm like, she looks so good. What a great character design.
She's pretty dope.
She is cool. I think it's Mr. Seven who's got a voice that I can't stand in anime. It's one of the ones where it's like this like fat cheeked voice. Yeah, I can't
He's kind of
stand
kooky.
that.
It's a kooky guy.
Oh, good. Blow him up. I hate him. I hate it.
Well, they do. They kick his ass. But also, let's note that his eyebrows are in the shape of sevens.
Again, you're a secret organization.
Seven shaped eyebrows. What if he gets promoted to 6? How's he gonna pull that one off?
You know what? No, it's kind of like when you're on a football team and you get your number. Like you stay that number. You don't want to.
Yeah, you shave it into your
kind of
head.
attached to it.
Yeah, but it's directly related to your rank. Oh gosh. Yeah, I thought it would have been. So let me ask you, Bill. Does first of all, they shoot my boy Pell down,
They do.
They do.
which
I didn't like that.
devastated,
No one should be mean to Pell ever,
devastated.
especially
You know,
not Lou.
Which is like the 8th time Pell's been killed, apparently. I thought, this is it. Pell's finally dead.
I have a whole thing about this arc, but I'll save it towards the end.
Okay.
Specifically regarding that, like
Specifically
forget it.
regarding Pell, my man.
it's not just Pell, but like there's a lot of things.
Okay.
But yeah, Pell does get shot down for the 3rd time,
Yeah.
which is a sad sight. I don't want to see Pell get shot.
Nobody does. Pell's great.
So one of the things that I like before they realize that the clock tower is where the cannon's being held is when they're doing that thing where they're talking about the time, which I agree is obnoxious, but that's just an obnoxious thing that I've accepted about anime. You know, it's just just an anime thing. Thankfully, it's not a very big One Piece thing, and I think Luke can back me up on that. That there's really not a lot of like timing based things that we're counting down the seconds.
Sorry, this arc. I feel like is like the only one I've seen that's done that so far, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
So there's that, but when they are counting down the time, they're running around looking for where the cannon is, and they keep showing these shots of the clock, which is fun because it's like Oda's little hint that like, oh, like you think that we're showing this because of the time, but we're showing this clock so often because this is what they're actually looking for. And I think that's kind of a fun little double move.
Enjoy that. I did enjoy that a lot, and I did notice that. I was like,
very
it was right in front of us the whole time. But that was good. I think there are some bits where the different characters are going different places. There was some fun character beats. Them searching for the cannon and the cannoneer.
Well, then also we get the crocodile impression from Usopp, where he's got like the little golden.
He goes. And then he says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I gotta think like crocodile."
This is also a Justin move, I feel like.
No, this is very much a Justin move.
We also got Usopp shooting what's it called, the Red Star, up into the sky to call the
basically like a flare.
Yeah, it shows like everyone's location, and then Zoro's like completely away from the city. He's like,
there's like a little snake in front of him, like, wee.
That was pretty funny. But what do you guys want? You want to talk about like when Luffy gets to finally fight Croc?
Yeah, I think from here we talk about Luffy versus Croc, and then we talk about Pell saving the day.
I can talk about Pell saving the day all day.
Yeah, so
let's talk about Luffy and Croc.
Yeah, Luffy's running around, then passes out right before he gets to where the little secret passage is, and events take place, and then he gets up, like he kind of like the poison wears off a little bit. He gets up, it wasn't because of the poison. He was just wounded. He was
losing blood, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's just from the blood loss. And he gets up and he runs past the hole, and then he like stops and looks back, and he's like, "That hole, it looks gatorish." And he runs down, and I like that this little like secret passage is very much like a part of like a pyramid, like that. It's like these like diagonal passageways that are kind of hidden, and it's obviously like this is a very like Egyptian theme kind of island. And this is no exception, like going into the tomb where the poneglyph is. And so Luffy shows up. Miss All Sunday is impaled.
And
King Cobra also is not doing so well. The guy was crucified like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And Luffy's like covered in blood, and he's ready to fuck Croc up. And he's covered in blood, and that's what's letting him get the hits in on Croc. And this fight is fucking sweet, actually. Do you guys?
This is a sweet fight. I enjoyed it.
Well, I like the way they set this fight up too, where, I mean, it might have been for nothing, but I like that Cobra, while Crocodile's busy with Nico Robin, Cobra pulls out like a piece of like the wall, and he's like, "These were designed for the kings and kings only," and like just the whole thing starts falling apart, and now you've got like this battle going down in a place where essentially everybody could die if they don't get out in the nick of time.
Well, except for Crocodile, who seems pretty confident that he can just go right through the bedrock.
And he does.
Basically, everyone else will die. Oh yeah, hell yeah! So we get the Luffy versus Croc fight. Some standout moments from this is I actually love a lot of the choreography in this fight, but I love when Luffy breaks the hook.
That was great, and then it turns into a sword.
Yeah, which like again, the guy, he's a very like go-go gadget, like Bond villain. He's got the backup. Like,
he's also kind of like a magician because when he unsheaths that hook, I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah,
that's,
where did the
I
sword
think about
come
that every
from?
time.
Is it in
No,
his
not even the
elbow?
sword. It's when he reveals it's a poison hook. He takes a golden sheath off the hook, but the way the hook's curved, that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
and it
comes
gets
off
me
in
every
the same
time.
shape. Yeah,
At least Sandman.
true. Points are made. But also during the fight, Luffy tells him, one, I'm going to be the man who's going to become the king of the pirates, and two, I'm going to surpass you during this fight. And we get the gum pistol to the gut. We get these like spinning hook kicks to his head.
So sick.
I love there's like a moment where he like kicks him in the head, and Crocodile's flying in the air, and Luffy like jumps above him and like tracks him, and then fucking pistols him in the face directly into the ground. He just like whips him into pillars and shit. He is like, this is like an ass whooping, and
Yeah,
it is so feels so good after all the shit Croc's done.
The best Luffy like
Shit, Croc.
the best Luffy fighting is like momentum based. Like Luffy, like the combo, like the 86 hit combo. It's like you're doing that, bam. Don't give him a chance to do any stupid fucking move.
Hit stun. Keep him in hit stun.
Yeah, hit him, boom, stun, bam. Hit him back, boom. You think he's gonna go, boom. Hit him in the left, and the whole time he forgets about his right arm. Does he try to use his right arm this fight? I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't remember.
Nah, he gets the most he tries to get out is right when Luffy does Balloon Storm, and he goes to like dump Sobbles on him, and Luffy just punches
so
through
this is the
it.
final exchange. Yeah.
He just like punches through it and like a machine gun just fucking lights him up.
Well, I love he like does the like, so this is the final exchange. We get Sobbles from like a big Sobbles from Crocodile, and Luffy does like a balloon up and like twists himself like he like it's a whole wind up, and then instead like I wasn't sure, like when I first saw this I wasn't sure what this move was gonna be, but he like, it's almost like a Goku from like original Dragon Ball move where instead of using the Kamehameha to like shoot Piccolo, he used the Kamehameha to like shoot the ground and create a momentum to go flying at Piccolo.
Yeah.
And that's what we get from Luffy here, is he like winds up this way just to like do a big exhale so he can launch himself up towards Croc. And okay, this is an important thing, is the music here. Fucking legendary music. This actually isn't One Piece music, the music that's plays during this final exchange. And this is kind of interesting. I didn't look up the title until recently because I heard the music in something else. And I just remembered like listening, like I was in some other like show or something, and I was like, this is the music from the final exchange of Luffy versus Crocodile. Like I've seen this scene so many times that I was like, that's the music from that scene. I thought that's like One Piece music. And so I had to look it up, and the name of the song is From
Killing
the
in
New
the name
World.
of. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, it's From the New World Symphony Number 9, and even that is pretty interesting, Lou. There's like a portion of the Grand Line called the New World. It's not really a spoiler to say that. So even like this song title, I'm like, did Oda do that on purpose? Is that like a reference?
Is that a little nod?
But the music here is so hype, and actually, Justin, I won't spoil when this happens because it's actually, they play it in an episode of Ted Lasso, and one of the more recent episodes that I don't think you've seen yet. And I was like,
oh, fucking cool.
and I was like, holy shit, this is the music. And so Lee invited her friend over to watch the newest episode of Ted Lasso with us. And when like they go into a certain scene, they start playing this song, and I lose my shit. I'm like, this is From the New World. This is the song they played during Luffy's final exchange with Crocodile. And Lee's like, this is a friend that like I'm just being introduced to. So like,
she's
I don't
putting
know
her
this
head
person.
down
And
on the floor.
yeah. And Lee's like, calm down. You're getting kind of hyped. like, yeah, that's the song.
Yeah, you're right. That's the song, babe. Hang
Go
on,
to the bathroom
Sloopy.
real fast. Yeah, that's what you hear in the bathroom.
Oh my god, so sick. And so Luffy launches himself up. This music starts playing, and yeah, like Lou said, he just fucking punches through all of it. And this is like one of my favorite things is like the Gum Gum Gatling is probably my favorite Luffy attack. And he just has him fucking pinned to the ceiling. Just like hit after hit after hit, punches him through like bedrock and just like sends him flying.
Yeah.
So, oh my god.
And the only thing that I think in this fight that's stronger than Luffy is Crocodile's coat, because it hung on the entire time.
Yeah, there's
it did not fly off those shoulders.
Burlington Coat Factory, get yourself one of those.
You're gonna love it.
Our new sponsor this week, Burlington Co Factory. You want to talk about that, Bill?
Yeah, it's so sick. And like him just crashing in center square is essentially the thing that makes everybody stop. Like, whoa, like, is that Warlord dead?
Well, the thing that makes everyone stop is once Luffy finishes Crocodile, you see it's actually a really great scene that you see like one little raindrop fall down.
That POV shot.
Yeah, and Koza, who is still alive despite being shot several times,
he's back alive.
Jumps and catches the raindrop. I like, even though like, yeah, we'll get into like, should Koza still be alive after all this? Probably not. But I still love that. Yeah, well, Lou, I think that's what Lou's gonna monologue about later. The scene where he like jumps and catches the raindrop. It's such an interesting. I don't know. It like has so much weight to it. And once the rain starts falling, and it's also like, I feel like it's implied that the rain starts falling because Crocodile.
He had beat. He had a whole hold over Alabasta. I think that was the whole reason why it didn't rain in the first place. Was Crocodile
it's implied
had the
that he's using his sand
out.
powers on some level to keep it from raining,
which isn't absurd. The more we get into One Piece, you know.
And so Vivi's finally able to reach everyone.
She says, "Cut the shit."
When Vivi says no,
she says it 100 times in a row.
Yeah, she does.
Says, "Please stop fighting. Please."
You remember when I said stop fighting before, and then you killed my boyfriend?
That's actually one of my critiques of these episodes is how ineffectual Vivi is for most of it. Like she's like tripping over herself, running around looking for the cannon, and I mean I get that she's supposed to be like traumatized by the whole situation, and but she's just like, I don't know, it's kind of played up a little too much.
What do you mean? What's played up?
How
like her being
sort
frantic,
of ineffectual, and how sort of pathetic Vivi is during, like, you know, she's like a broken record at the top, like stop fighting.
Kurosaki-kun.
Yeah, it's a Kurosaki-kun moment. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's she is a bit of a whiner. Not gonna say she's not.
No, I mean, that's not even a problem for me. It's
they
more
just did
that,
her
like,
dirty because like she is Miss Wednesday and she is a badass and she does badass things, but to what Bill's saying is like it's kind of sold in this way where she's like being manic and frantic and like not really thinking and just like acting on pure emotion only, and I think she's better than that.
That's what kind of that's what bothers me is that because when she's really, it's like she's two characters, because like I said, I forget that she's Miss Wednesday all the time. So most of what I see her as is a character that's like, I need you guys to help me do this thing, or like, you know, basically like plot device. We need to get her to this place so she could stop the war. Like, you know, that's her gig. But you know, the biggest thing that she does is really she's able to find out where the cannon is. That's the big thing she does. She stops basically the entire city from becoming nothing.
Well, she kind of does, but then Homeboy comes in and saves the day. Chicken wing.
Let's talk about this for a little bit. As Bill, you go first because I can't contain myself anymore.
First of all, what's his name? Pell.
Chicken wing.
The Will of P.
Oh.
The Will of P, if you will. We get a flashback with him. And what does he say? It's I have it written down. So we get a flashback of him flying around with Vivi and hanging out with Vivi and all this stuff. This flashback is going on while Pell is he flies up to the clock tower where Vivi is concerned about the explosion that's about to happen, and even though she cut the wick and it's not going to fire into the square.
And she opens the thing up and she's got the wire. She doesn't have to cut the blue wire or the red wire. She has no idea.
Yeah, she has no training. Baroque Works. Another thing that they don't have a good education system in Baroque Works. Let's just say it.
They don't. Bomb disposal expert. They need one.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what are they teaching these kids? They're not teaching them much. They don't even know how to count. They're Mr. 3 is more powerful than Mr. 4 is more powerful, but Mr. 3 is more. They don't even know how to power scale these guys.
No.
So
not at all.
Atrocious.
So who's got to come pick up the slack? Pell. And while he's there, he's about to grab the giant bomb out of the cannon and fly off with it. There's a flashback that goes on. Him hanging out with Vivi. And he says, rather than fight, I'll protect. Rather than fight, I'll protect.
And we know this because he can't
That's what he
fight.
does. Because you know what?
Shut up, Louis.
You know what?
Shut the fuck up.
This is where he's right. Lou, he doesn't do that well in the fights.
Yeah.
You know what? There might be some guy, could Pell beat up Don Krieg? Probably. Could he beat Captain Kuro? Maybe. But the characters that we're seeing on Alabasta, Pell, he gets.
What's the thing that
I hate
Pell
to say
says?
it, but
Pell says that one thing. He's like, if it ain't his own type, peck, scratch, and bite. That was his mantra that he lived by until he died.
Did. To the very end. No, Bill? I'm gonna reverse this flashback a little bit.
Go ahead.
To where he's not. He says, "I'll protect," but then as soon as you said that, I was like, "Yeah," but didn't he smack Vivi right in the face?
He did.
I'll protect everyone, but you. He smacks her.
That's how you know he cares.
Let me tell you something. Cobra in the bushes with Ingram, that made me laugh. That was a nice little callback to they're always watching Vivi. But also him saying, "No, let me see where this goes." I'd be like, "No, you smacked my daughter." Who told you could smack my fucking daughter? No, let me see how this plays out.
she's the princess.
Exactly. No, you're going to get beheaded. No, it's and I get the point that
Justin
they were
would have
trying
killed
to make.
him, and then no one would have been there to save
To pull a
save him from
Batman.
the bomb.
No, first of all, if I'm fucking king, first of all, there'd be no civil war.
Because you would show them the letter?
No, it's because I would never have gotten to that point to begin with. And I
You
want
would
to
have used
bring
the dance powder, wouldn't you?
No. I want to bring something else up. There was a flashback part where Vivi is talking about at this rate the bloodshed will lead to a civil war. So there was killing going on before all this stuff was going down. She's getting letters or news that there have been deaths that have been going down due to the rebel army, between the two factions. So I wanted to put that out there because before the insinuation was oh, we're trying to prevent the start of bloodshed, but the bloodshed is happening.
What would you have done? Because obviously you can't kill Koza, so how are you going to stop it?
What are you talking about? You can't kill Koza.
First of all, my boy don't die. Second of all, if you were king, would you order a death to all the rebels?
Order death to all the rebels? The ones that are killing people.
Okay, that's fair, but
You could say that. You could say like, yeah, no, they're murdering our soldiers. They're doing whatever terrorist acts. They're rebels. I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're definitely taking over towns and putting it under their own rule. So maybe we should stop that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I see your point.
But yeah, maybe if he wasn't in the bushes spying on his daughter so much, he'd be able to keep control over his kingdom. Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I like I like Cobra. I do. The boy just needs, he needs
some redirection.
Yeah, he needs some redirection. He's also king too, which I'm like, all right, so you're a monarch. Like, there's no constitutional monarchy going on here. There's just you as king.
He was super sweet. Even after... Okay, so, like... I think at this point, it starts raining, and, the whole Civil War has essentially stopped at this point. And they never tell anybody what happens, though, right? They never mention that crocodile was, like, the leading cause to all of this stuff.
No, I think that gets mentioned.
It definitely gets mentioned in the military. So the Navy definitely knows.
Oh, Smoker getting mad about being promoted.
Oh, gosh.
That was fantastic. Like, him, like, you're not listening to me, and they, like, still keep going, and he's just like, go to hell. Like, hangs up on him.
Me? Promotion? Ears perk up? I would have been like, well, excuse me.
I took down that crocodile, man.
Single-handedly, one cigar right to the face.
One cigar.
But no, I thought he was going to pull one where he said that, what's-her-face captured Croc.
Tashigi?
Oh, Tashigi.
Yeah. He's like, I had nothing to do with it. Tashigi captured Croc. So if anybody's getting promoted, it'd be her.
Damn.
Like, that's, I would have laid it down to her, because she kind of grew.
She did. She even let the Straw Hats go. She finds them all sitting there like sitting ducks, just passed out, and doesn't arrest them.
No, yeah, she can't. Like, it's her, it's partly shame. It's partly, they did her, they did a huge favor, and she is going to let this, like, it's not full up say we're not going to capture them. Or she just said, like, it's more like we'll give them a head start. At this moment, we will not be arresting these men.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin, how'd you feel about the wanted posters, the reveals, their new bounties?
Aw, man. My boy Luffy, what'd he go from 30 million to 100 million?
100.
Yeah, he shot up.
Berries.
That's some good cash. That's some good cash.
Yeah.
Who do we know that has more than
Instant
100 more than 100 million berries?
What's that?
Who do we know that has more than 100 million berries?
First of all, we don't know the bounties yet, but obviously Shanks and obviously Dragon. But I don't know if there's anyone that's been, like, their bounty poster has been revealed that we know is more than 100.
So technically right now Luffy would be the highest wanted pirate in the sea based on posters that we've
seen
gotten
on screen.
Yeah,
Only that we've
posters
seen on
that we've
screen.
gotten.
Yeah.
Man, we should do a whole thing with all the lists of all, like, just the ping of all the wanted posters. Just have like
I knew it was coming.
And they just have like an entire banner of them, and we just keep adding to.
What, for who's got the highest, or who should be the highest?
No. I just want like them like. I would like them in a row, and then as Luffy's like goes up or whoever's goes down, like you just mark an X through them. To have the most current Luffy poster.
We'll start a wall. With
Yeah,
that.
that'd be fun. But yeah, no. So they, like, war over. And what's his face saves Luffy. Cobra. Right?
Oh yeah, he like shelters him. Yeah,
He pulls him out of the thing after
he's
being
Harbor-
crucified.
No, I think no. Luffy takes Cobra and Miss All Sunday out, but then I think he just kind of collapses once he gets them out.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about because the Navy's still looking for the Straw Hats,
Right.
And Cobra is sheltering them from the Navy,
Ammon State.
which is a criminal offense.
No, it's not. Because they are in a diplomatic zone. What do they call it? It's like when you hide in the embassy. You hide in the national embassy. You can't. Your jurisdiction stops right here. You're not allowed to go inside of the castle. Okay, it
You heard it here first.
Hey, that's what Snowden did. That's what a lot of people do, actually.
I love that we base all of our information off of either Red Dead, Snowden, like other movies, The Matrix.
Yeah,
No,
'cause,
Snowden is a real
Snowden
person.
and Red Dead Redemption are on the same level of
They
reality.
100% are. Are you kidding me? You can tell me all those events didn't happen?
Which one?
Red Dead Redemption? Is that what you're saying?
That was based on fact. Anyway,
yeah. Let's
before I
let's
make
keep
a
going.
fool of you.
So we do get introduced to this new Navy captain.
Yeah.
Captain Hina.
She's
Dude,
awesome.
She's scary. I'd be so afraid of her. if I was a
Yeah,
pirate.
but it's kind of like I want her to be my captain too, because like the fear will make me a better employee.
But who is on her crew?
It took me so long to figure out who these two guys were, and then I was like, "Is that
Steven
Django?"
Tyler?
He didn't moonwalk once this whole time.
I love how he like pulls out the hypnosis ring and he's like, "I'll prove to you guys I'm not weird."
Not a weirdo.
Yeah, it's Django and who's the other guy?
Captain Fullbody.
Which
Captain
is the one
Fullbody.
that Sanji beat the shit out of in the restaurant, right?
Yeah, so actually, the timing didn't work out perfect for this because we're gonna do this. We're gonna review this as part of the next podcast where we. Oh, actually, no. I think the next podcast is the post Alabasta, and then after that we do the filler arc, right? When
Yeah.
we do the filler arc, we're actually gonna cover one of the first cover stories that we're gonna cover that are exclusively in the manga. And that cover story is going to be how Django and Captain Fullbody met. So we'll get the backstory on these two.
See,
So
that's
a fun
what I
little-
want to see.
Exactly.
Take
We're gonna
one
see
of
it.
these episodes of them looking for the damn clock out. Give me that episode. Throw that one in there in the middle.
We get it all. If you read the manga, you get it all.
Yeah, if you read the manga, you get it all. That makes sense.
So we are going to cover that later. But yeah, so they're on the crew. You love to see them back. And, Django's trying to, reform his life. You got to respect that.
He says, that's the past.
Yeah. I
Used
thought
to
you
be
were
a
a pirate. I'm working on myself.
Still kept these glasses, though. Army regulation. Navy regulation. But no, I did love seeing them again. We're kind of going all over the place.
Well, these scenes are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, they are. I mean, do we want to talk about Vivi? Oh, we do want to talk about Ingram coming back.
Yeah.
Fucking Ingram.
Mama. And Ingram's wife?
Yeah, Terracotta. Looks just like
Yeah.
him. It's funny because when Zoro first sees Terracotta, he thinks it's Igaram and Dragagon. He's like, "Oh, you just do this like all the time?"
I thought it was too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what Zoro thinks. It's like, "Oh, I thought you just did that thing the one time because it was like to save Vivi or whatever. I didn't know you just do drag all the time." And it's just like, "Nope, that's just Igaram's wife."
Yeah.
And I like her because she's fun because she's like, Luffy's super hungry and she's like, which will win? My cooking skills or your stomach? Like she's like takes it as a challenge to feed Luffy till he can't eat anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that
we
whole
get
scend where they're at the banquet.
The dinner scene, yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, no, I always love these post big heavy stuff where they're just like chowing down and they're just like having a good time. They won, man. We won because we won too. Like, we're feeling it. I want to go get some chicken wings and munch down on them. It's great.
Chopper with the little bamboo sticks.
Bamboo sticks.
Or the chopsticks in his nose. Always my favorite.
They are partying.
Dude, one of my favorite scenes out of this whole arc, probably my very, 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 is when they're in the bathhouse and just... No, it's real quick. It's Zoro scrubbing Chopper's head.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking cute. I love that scene so much. It makes my heart warm every time.
You got to send me a screenshot of that because I missed that completely.
Yeah, they're like panning through the room and like you just see it for like a second and it's just super cute. Because everybody else is like talking and like partying and doing this stuff and like it's just Zoro and Chopper having a wholesome moment.
So good.
Because Zoro takes care of him, man. So Zoro, like, low-key, Zoro takes care of everybody on the ship. Like,
hell yeah, he does.
He would be the kind of first mate that he is not making speeches. He is not doing a whole bunch, like, any of that kind of stuff. But, like, you're in your quarters or whatever. Like, you got through, like, a big fight. Zoro swings by and he says, hey, you doing all right? Are you sure?
He does what needs to be done.
Yeah, he does what needs to be done. He does not make a big deal of it. He does not make a big show of it. And then he's on his business. But yeah, that's kind of cool guy Zoro is.
You know who else is a cool guy? Fucking Bon Clay, my dude.
Yes, let's talk about some real shit right now.
Do we want to go into the bath scene before
shit.
this? Because I think Bon Clay happens after.
Yeah, we can cover that very quickly because
Justin wants to talk about the happiness punch.
Oh no, this was like, I don't know. So why is it that it's Cobra that tells them that the girls' spa is right over the thing
where his daughter is?
Yeah, where his daughter is.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of skeptical things about this.
Yeah.
Kind of don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, honestly.
Maybe we'll skip it. Both. Let's say.
Guys, you gotta Okama my way. Come on.
Yeah, it's bad. It's. I did not like it. I did like with I did want to mention it only because we do get the Return of the King scene of him bowing down to the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he says, and I quote, I wrote it down. He says, "You bow to no one, little hobbits."
Yeah.
And that's how it ends.
Little hobbits.
And Peter Jackson was so good.
Oh yeah, he was so good. But no, I do like that. I always like when that happens. I like when it happened in Mulan. I like when it happened here. Yeah, I thought that was real cool of him. But yeah, let's go into some boss ass
Bon Chan. Yeah, they come up. He's like hiding out on the Going Merry, and they don't know whether or not they should trust him. And he gives like this awesome speech to the crew and saying like, "I'm doing this because you're my friends." Cuts to them dancing with Bon Clay.
Oh yeah, great.
So Bon Clay has the Merry because he's defending it from the Marines.
Navy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he basically moved it, hijacked it to move it. That way, they can so the Navy wouldn't have eyes on it.
And he did it on his own accord. Didn't even tell his own crew members who happened to be hiding, waiting for Bon Clay too, which is awesome because it goes back to like what we talked about, like his love for his crew and his crew's love for him. Like
that's a fucking captain. That's a fucking captain.
Tell them.
You know what? That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of people you need on your team. You know what I'm talking about? Oh gosh. I love it.
They even like put their own necks out for like their captain's friend, you know? Like
exactly.
It's like you're a friend of Bon Clay, then you're a friend of mine. And
exactly.
Like, they come up with that whole plan.
That's the crew. That's the crew you want. The ones that are ride or die. That's what leader is, man. Let me tell you something. Me, never happened. They fucking hate me.
We gotta go save my friends. You're on your own, bud.
You're on your own, buddy.
Well, so let's talk about that. So Bon Clay has the Mary. They go to get it from him, and they're sailing away. The Marines show up, and they are just throwing like iron spears. They have them like surrounded immediately. Usopp shoots a cannon and like just takes out
two of them,
full body and
so
Django's ship
sick.
with one shot.
It's awesome
he
too.
keeps
It's like-
doing this.
Yeah.
He keeps doing this, and that's like the Usopp. The Usopp is awesome, and he gets underutilized in this sense. I wish there were more Navy fights, only so I could see Usopp like just take
Lay
down
down
like
the law.
14
Dude, yeah,
Navy ships.
you will see Usopp lay down the law. But I love Luffy going like, Usopp, did you do that? Sasuke! and he looks like dumbfounded, like, holy shit, I did that.
And he goes, "That was pure calculation." But I mean, it
rad.
was like he like boy did not miss 2 with 1.
So tight.
Yeah, I did love that.
So
They even did, like, the
Clay
little
sees
countdown.
all the Navy coming, and he's like, "Look, we need to change course." And Luffy says, "We can't because we need to pick up a friend." And Bon Clay is 100% in. He's like moved. He like, you get this great shot of him like with tears in his eyes looking to the distance, and he's got like this great jawline for some reason in this one shot. Like,
Because he's proud. That's
yeah. And so he tells his crew, "We can't abandon our Nakama who are risking their lives for their Nakama." And right away he comes up with a plan, and the ship split up, and we see through like Hina's crew, like their little like what do you call
Periscope.
them, little scopes, yeah. That
Spyglass. Yeah.
they have that Bon Clay, or that Luffy is on Bon Clay's ship, and so they go chasing that ship because they want to catch the Straw Hats. But this is one of my favorite scenes in the whole arc. When Hina catches up with Bon Clay's ship that has Luffy on it, we realize, oh, it's really Bon Clay. And we get this amazing speech from Bon Clay. And Bon Clay, my favorite queer character of all time. And this speech is sort of like, is like his kind of like manifesto on like what his queerness means. And I'll read the speech. He says, "I may go astray as a man. I may go astray as a woman, but I can never go astray as a human. If we fall together into the one true sky, and I'll make it bloom. Okama way!" That's the Okama way, the way of the queers.
And then they all fucking jump onto the Navy ship and start kicking ass. So good.
Oh yeah,
yes.
They're done. They're done. They are cleaning up. Like, you know, it's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what's scary? Getting attacked by somebody who's poorly dressed like Nami coming onto your ship and kicking you in the fucking face.
That freaked me out. I was thinking about it. I mean, does it undercut? I mean, okay. If you like in the moment, that is awesome, such a cool move, especially when they just, you know, they like Bon Clay. They like, you know, they think he's awesome. But to pick up friends that they didn't end up picking up, it's like, if I don't know if Bon Clay survived or not, like if he's dead. But if I got a phone call, like if I called later and say, "Oh yeah, you know that person we were gonna pick up that, you know, that you like, you know, sacrificed yourself for." Yeah, she didn't.
She
didn't
said
come.
no.
Huh?
And Vivi says no.
Goodbye, everybody.
I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah. So you don't. Sorry about that. I know you lost like maybe 80 men, like at least in that fight.
Yeah, that'd be an awkward conversation.
Yes, you know, you write it off.
But you know, at least they did get to say like a nice farewell from Vivi. You know,
The farewell to Vivi is is
It is
iconic.
good.
That is
It's
iconic.
super iconic.
What was the reasoning they couldn't say? Oh, because the Navy was in close quarters, so Luffy couldn't say,
I love you.
"We'll still be your friend."
Vivi basically says that she can't leave, but she says, "I came to say goodbye. I'll remain here, but if we ever meet again someday, will you still call me your nakama?" And they want like Luffy opens his mouth to say, "Of course," but if it's either Zoro or Nami, one of the voices of reason on the crew, tell him to shut up because the Navy is right there, and if they don't want to get in trouble, they don't want to get Vivi in trouble for colluding with pirates.
Yeah, they're criminals.
So they all silently raise their arms that have the X that they use to basically get around Bon Clay's copy technique. And that's like the sign of their friendship, which is like they do the flashback to that scene. And oh my god, iconic scene.
It's good.
You guys can't
good.
tell, but I'm doing it right now. I got an X on my arm and everything.
You got an X on your arm? I put it. Well, I took a knife and I did it. That's a nakama. But yeah, no, I mean that. There's a lot of other little touches that happen, like in this last bit. Can we talk about the final little touch?
Before we do that, there is one little gag that I fucking forgot about, and I laughed so hard at it. Is when they're getting shot at with the spikes that are going through. Usopp and Chopper in the cabin that's flooding, and they're like nailing the boards to the wall. And Usopp's like, "Chopper, can you hand me another board?" And he turns around, and he's like, "Chopper," and Chopper's just face down in the water. Just going through.
That's the kind of scene that Lou loves. Anytime someone is face down in the dirt, like
I
unexpectedly.
fucking lose it.
I will go back even further when they're in the castle and the doctor is talking to Chopper saying, "Oh man, look at this! Like this is such an advanced technique. I've never heard of. Like you must I've been practicing medicine for 30 years, and you're really really good." And he keeps saying, "Shut up, you old bastard!"
Yeah.
You old bastard. One other Chopper moment that made me laugh so hard is when they're launching towards the clock tower and Chopper gets thrown back after he launches Vivi. They show Sanji lands, Zoro lands, and then when they show where Chopper lands, there's a Marine with a lump on his head. He's like, "What hit me?" And Chopper's just screaming, running away.
He goes, "Yeah," and Chopper says, "He fell on me." Oh, that was funny.
Fuck.
That was good.
One more thing before we get to this final scene is we get the reveal of Hina's devil fruit, the cage fruit.
Oh, that's right.
She is just clotheslining motherfuckers and locking them up.
Now this, fucking Miss All Sunday, move the fuck over. This is a move.
That is the most Marine devil sauce power I've ever heard.
Devil sauce. Call them the devil sauces.
No, but for real, that is a devil fruit bred to be a Marine.
Oh yeah, that's like you get that power. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a Marine.
Yeah, I better get my application ready. They're not gonna not hire me.
Yeah.
With this power.
Handcuffs, no problem. I got this under control. Yeah, no, that was. See, I like that ability more than Miss All Sundays, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I do like that. Does she have a pink navy coat?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh yeah, and that's what I like that too. I wrote that down. I wrote 4 things down for this arc, and that was definitely one of them.
But speaking of Miss All Sunday, guess who's been hiding out on the ship? Miss All Sunday.
Did you guess?
Did you guess? I don't know if you guys are home about it. Yeah, she wants to join the crew. She wants to be a Straw Hat.
Yeah, she's like, "Yep, let me Okama your way."
Justin, would you have said yes if you were Luffy?
Fuck yeah. It's like I said, she's been kind of cool the whole time. Like, you know, she gave us the like, you know, the, what do you call it? The compass to get to Alabasta. Initially, she was trying to help us there. She's saved Luffy when he almost died the first time.
She laughs at his jokes.
She finds them amusing. Like, you see, like, you know, if I'm Luffy, I'm seeing this, you know, the respect for me as a captain.
Even though she's on the ship, because she's like, you fucked me. I was like ready to die, and you saved me. And that's not what I wanted.
That's not what I wanted.
B.I.G. Ready to die.
Yeah.
But
you know, I gotta give props to her too for being completely honest. When Usopp's like, I need you to be honest with me, I'm gonna ask you these questions, and she answers all of them truthfully.
She does. Because she has nothing to fear.
Well, and she also gave Luffy the antidote for Croc's poison after he got poisoned from
that's right. That's
that
right.
knife.
Yeah. And I love how the whole time, like, he's going through Usopp's interrogation, she's just tickling
Yeah.
the rest of the crew.
And when they turn around and Luffy's like, Usopp, Chapu!
His Chopper impression is legendary.
So
Which
good. Yeah.
this is the kind of joke, like, dude, this joke is like so like first of all, the characters doing impressions of each other is already great, but like Ichiro Oda comes up with a way to use every character's powers, not only for like the optimal like combat and like maneuvering and like it's even like the comedic purpose for these devil fruits. Like it's so
we've talked about it. Utility. It's
so
all about the
creative,
utility. Dude. You're not going to be fighting every day.
yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, Nami getting upset with Usopp about all the, like, you know, all the different things. You're going to be using those things more than the actual combat stuff.
The party tricks.
The party
It's true.
tricks.
They do.
We have way
host
more
banquets.
parties.
We have
They do.
way more parties, and we'll be on this ship sailing places a lot more than we're going to be, like, going head-to-head fighting. You're not even one of our main fighters. So, yeah, we gave you a thing with party tricks.
I love, you know, Nico Robin using different tactics to kind of win over the teammates. But the one that was so funny was she's like, I have a bunch of crocodiles jewelry. And Nami
Nami's like,
immediately is
sister?
I love you, sister. And when they're like, Nami, did you really get swayed that easily? And she's like, under the table, like, treasure.
She's like fiending for treasure. So we also get a little like flashback to like what happened and in that instance after Luffy wins the fight, but they're still stuck in the tomb, and you know Luffy grabbing Nico Robin. But we also get Cobra confirms that Nico Robin lied to Crocodile about the poneglyph and about it having Pluton's location.
Yeah,
How
and
did
that
he know?
it did have it.
So he knew that's what it was, which also
He can't read it, but he knows that that's what it is.
again, which leads me back to who told them. Like, you know, these are interesting questions to ponder.
It's like, as somebody who, like, you know, I wouldn't, if I'm Cobra, I wouldn't be opening my mouth about it because I can't read it. It's like, I heard that it actually does have Pluton's look. No, like, you heard from who exactly, Bill? Who fucking
But that's the
told you?
thing. Like they confirmed the castle's been around for generations. Like Cobra could easily. It's like the same thing when like a new president comes in. You get briefed on a bunch of stuff that you need to know prior
Letter 44.
to you being. Exactly. So like him coming in, they're like, "There's this crazy weapon called Pluton that's like located in Alabasta. He's gonna need to know that." I feel like it got passed down to him, you know.
But we also get what Robin's ultimate goal is and what she's actually looking for, which is the Rio poneglyph. And on the Rio poneglyph, we have what she calls the real history. And that's what she's been looking for 20 years. And the poneglyph that she knew was in Alabasta was her last lead, and that's why she wanted to die. She's like, I've been looking for it, been being chased by the Marines, been going on these pirate crews and shit, looking for these poneglyphs, and I cannot find the Rio poneglyph. I'm ready to just die here. And, you know, it probably also helped that she got, like, impaled by a crocodile's hook. That probably also didn't help the situation.
Yeah, better time than ever, right?
Yeah.
To die.
I'd be like, Nico Robin, shut up. You're only like 30. You got, you know, you could find it. Wait another 30 years. You'll catch it.
Hang out with us. You'll find it.
Yeah, we run in a whole bunch of shit.
Which is what she does.
Yeah.
She's like, I got nowhere else to go because of you, so...
Oh, this is another Cobra moment that had me, like, really, like, I had to, like, pause I paused it, I rewound it, I watched it, I paused it, I rewound it, and I was like, I don't remember this in any other watch through that I've done. So after Robin tells Cobra about the Rio poneglyph, he says, by any chance can the untold history be uncovered? You're saying that the poneglyphs hold that record? And then he says, then why do we ... interrupted? Why do we... I guess the simple question is... I know. So I actually don't know, because at first I was like, oh, I guess I took it for granted that he said, then why do we protect them? But what if there's something else? Like, what was he going to say? Like, he gets... I feel like the fact that he was interrupted means something. And I don't know what it means, but it's like one of those things that, like, this is the kind of thing that, like, in another 3 years, I'll be doing the rewatch of this series, and I'll be like, Cobra knew this thing back then, like something that I don't know yet, you know, that, like,
Or he's
oh
making
my
a
God.
reference to this thing back then. Yeah.
Exactly. I really feel like this is, like, one of those things that's being opened up to be explained later.
Hopefully. I hope so.
We'll keep our onions peeled. See if we come across it.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
Your ear to the grindstone.
But our final, and my very, very, very of the week is the return of
The very, very, very strongest bird.
Birdman.
No,
The
I
Will of
was
P.
so upset about this. I was upset about this on my first watch through. I'm even more upset about it on my
Listen, I'm
second.
gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you right now.
It's literally not even about him being a zone type. They honey dicked me. Like, you got this great character who keeps putting his life on the line, and, like, you're getting, like, these, like, emotional moments out of me, the viewer, where you, like, kill him and you're like, okay, he's dead, and he comes back, and you kill him and he comes back, and then you give, like, this big swan song of, like, him saving, you know, Vivi and the kingdom and all this stuff. You kill him and you brought him back, and it still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It drives me through a fucking wall.
Obviously, you didn't see The Dark Knight Rises, where Batman did the same thing
And lived.
and lived.
Yeah, that's true. That is
How
true.
does that work in the Batman movie?
It's because he has the bat, was like the Batwing or whatever, and he takes a nuclear, exact same thing, a nuclear bomb that's gonna blow up Gotham City, and he's piloting it, and he's gonna presumably to his death in the middle of the water. He's gonna, like, you know, drop it off there, and it blows up, and everybody thinks that Batman's dead until the last scene in the movie. You see Batman, like, you know, at a dinner, and cuts back to Lucius Fox saying that, oh, it looks like the autopilot was fixed. So he autopiloted and then it, like, ejected at some point is the idea. How they explain it here, I have no idea. But, like,
Well,
you know, chuck it.
I can actually explain it. So this is actually a pretty timely explanation for this, because, like I was saying, this arc is 20 years old, and what did we recently pass the 20-year anniversary of?
9/11?
9/11. So these chapters came out around 9/11, and Oda already has a thing about not killing his characters. You'll see that, if a character dies in One Piece, it's like they fucking die. And it's like,
if it's off screen, ain't off screen.
No, it's like they are really going to show that this character is dead and there's no coming back, and they're not going to it's like kind of unmistakable. But with Pell, you would expect that the explosion that was supposed to kill everyone in the army in a 5K radius, which is like 3.1 miles, that Pell would be done for. And I think it was said that he was supposed to be dead, but this came out like close to 9/11, and my understanding is that I don't know if it's Ichiro Oda himself or the people who review One Piece as it's about to it's going to come out for release. Like it was seen as like too heavy or something. And so he kind of wrote it in that Pell lived. That's my understanding of the situation.
That makes more sense. It's a little bit more forgivable knowing that, considering
it's still still a lousy plot point. I agree. It's still,
we talk about lousy plot point. Pell comes back like Batman.
I want Pell to be alive, but I don't think it makes sense that he survived a 5K explosion.
I don't know. Look, you're in the sky. Really, 5K. That's only you're really only going 2.5K to get out of it. So you're only flying a mile. So you can get out of that in about a minute if you're going 60 miles an hour. In any direction. And then if he even if he gets a little bit of the blast on the back end, you can push.
Justin's right. Hate to bear to some of you One Piece fans are salty about Pell, but you know what? Justin's got a point.
Yeah.
He's just saying this.
You get it up to the outside of that.
That blast radius.
He's gonna be good.
And he didn't.
He's a little hurt.
He didn't go out without injuries, right? And I think it's all worth it for Pell going to his own gravestone, because that's always one of the coolest things I see in any media. Seeing your own gravestone.
You know what? I'm siding with Justin on this because first of all, what do we know about Pell? What do we know about Pell?
He's awesome. Okay. He's awesome. That's what we know.
What else is he? He's fast.
A bird.
He's fast.
He's a bird.
He's a fast guy.
It's not just Pell. You got Koza, who should have been dead.
No, it's
you got Ingram, who blew up in a fucking ship, and he should have been dead. I love all of these characters, but I will say this, as resentful as I am about this during this arc, or the bad taste it left in my mouth, it doesn't happen again. At least from where I've continued to keep watching it, and I'm happy it doesn't, because I don't know if I could take any more of those. That's really that's a pet peeve of mine. It's one of the things in Dragon Ball, anytime somebody died, I'm like, they're fine. You're just gonna Dragon Ball them back, Don't do that, Oda.
Except for Android 16, which I will cry every time. You put it after this podcast. Put it on. I'll cry.
He came back
right there. Android 16 didn't come back.
Let's see. He definitely came back. Maybe in Dragon Ball Super.
Bill would have been the one to wish him back. He would have.
Yeah, I've been like, fuck Krillin. We're not bringing Krillin back
again.
Krillin, you had your chance.
We're not bringing no. Actually, no. I would bring Krillin back because me and Krillin, we'd be gym buddies. I think. I think I'd get along well with Krillin. He's a good guy. But Yamcha, we're not bringing him back. We're bringing Android 16. Look,
Yamcha, to give you a Dragon Ball wish is to throw it away.
Yeah, come on.
Is Yamcha the one who wishes for new underwear?
No, that's Puar, but I don't think you've even seen that. That's in Dragon Ball, the original series, which we should watch that at some point. It's really great.
Oh man,
Dragon Ball the original series, I think, may be better than Dragon Ball Z.
I think it's more creative.
It is, and that's why I like it. Yeah,
the fights are definitely more creative, and I can see how you'd be more interested in that. But I don't think it's I don't think it's more hype than Dragon Ball Z.
No.
I think
It's not
Dragon
that.
Ball Z has like just a way of like just being like bafflingly exciting. Like it's just like, you know, the music is going and these dudes are screaming at each other, and like even though that they do that every episode, for some reason every time you're like, oh my, this one is the most powerful though. And yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect series. Well, not perfect, but I love it.
Yeah, no,
It's close.
I do enjoy that. Yeah, we'll do.
I think my hypest moment in Dragon Ball Z, though, was watching Goku kill Frieza just to have Frieza come back. And I remember being like, oh, are you fucking kidding? And then Trunks just murders him in like 30 seconds. I was like, all right, I'm back in.
There's nothing more like that was the best introduction to a character that has been introduced in any media like ever. Like this guy, first of all, the biggest, baddest villain in the entire series comes back. Then this other guy comes with his badass jacket, find out he's a Super Saiyan, and kills him like in 2 moves.
So sick.
Oh gosh, epic. Fucking jacket, man.
Well, boys, what's our next set of episodes we're watching?
Next set of episodes, we're gonna get into the post Alabasta content, and this is a nice short one for y'all. You know, just episodes 131 through 135.
Pretty easy, guys.
Shit. Here we go again.
And for all you new listeners, you can take that time, that extra time that we're giving you to catch up on all of our back episodes. And Lewis, where would they catch those back episodes?
Well, I'm really glad you said that, because if you want the show, you can subscribe to your pod catcher of choice. That way you get the shows as soon as possible. But we are live every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube.
Except 1 second, except for last week. Sorry, guys. It was Labor Day. And
we were partying.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. I apologize again. We're gonna have some special stuff to give you guys soon. But
Yeah, so definitely subscribe to that YouTube channel, because we got some goods coming your way. Mm-hmm. And there's one other social platform I'm forgetting. Bill, do you know?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Instagram at Very Strongest Pod. Give us a shout out if you like the show. And Bill's been killing it with the Instagram.
Guys.
First of all, get on that Instagram, because 2 things. One, every week I do a little highlight reel. We get some clips of the podcast, but we also get some great little clips of One Piece in that little roundup of the episodes that we're talking about. Maybe some iconic moments, but maybe some underappreciated moments I put in there as well. Just a fun little celebration of the episodes that we're covering. But also, coming soon, we're going to start putting those cover stories on there that we're going to talk about in a future episode of the podcast. So if you're not familiar with those cover stories, you're going to want to check them out. It's fun content. And like I said, the one that we're going to be covering soon is going to be the Django and Captain Fullbody cover story.
The goons.
it's gonna be awesome, guys. Guys, you're gonna like the way you look after.
We guarantee it.
So, go check out the Instagram. Go check out the YouTube. We're toying around with the idea of adding some maybe bonus episodes in between certain arcs if we get caught up again, or if we aren't able to record, just to have in the bank. But to get the final approval, I have to talk to Shanks, because everybody knows if Shanks says no. I'll see you guys next week.